Greetings, welcome back to Pink Oddbird. Today let's tackle this messy lace box. Happy New Year, everyone. If you're anything like me, you want to get the year off to a good start by getting yourself a little bit more organized and making things easier for you to use and grab as the year goes on. And today I'm going to start out by working my way through this messy box, and I want to try and get it cleaned up so that it's a little bit more organized than what it is currently. I'm going to take out things that don't really belong in here, and I want to make some lace piles. So I'm just going to do this sitting on my floor because it's where I have the most space. So you just want to make sure that you're doing this in an area where you have enough room, because you're going to want to make 3 piles. I'm doing small, medium, and large. Large is basically anything 3 yards and over, small is a yard and under, and then medium is anything between the two. You do want to make sure that you set aside things that don't really fall into the lace category. So I'm going to eventually actually pull some things out of these piles and put them into that non-lace pile, but we're focusing on lace today. So oh, and I found some cool scissors that were buried in this box. So this is what my piles are looking like so far. If you're anything like me, you might have lace scattered here and there. I had some found in jars, so I want to bring those jars out. And then if you have lace that's already on boards like this, leave it like that, because that's part of the way that we're going to go about storing this lace. So what I have left in here is just some of the small pieces that I'm going to finish filtering out. And be careful for needles if you are digging through your lace bin, because I have needles in mine and I didn't realize that. And this is my pile of items that I feel don't belong in the lace pile, because there are other things like this flower, and then I have this little bag of beads and just some other stuff that doesn't go. So since we want to be sure to store all of our lace in one centralized location, I want to get the lace that I had packed into these 2 jars out. And I'm just going to go ahead and ration those out into the piles that they belong in. So not only will these laces also be stored properly, we'll also have 2 jars that are going to be freed up for more space for something else. For the next step, old food cartons or boxes like this with lightweight chipboard will do. All you want to do is flatten them out and preserve all 4 sides. Get them cut out independently, because you can even use the skinny parts for wrapping lace around. And if you want to take it a step further, you can grab your scrap box and cover up the chipboard that comes on these packages with some of your own pretty paper, which I will go do here in a second. But for now, I want to get these all cut down, and these pieces that I've cut out, I want to cut them down one step further to use for my medium length laces. So I'm cutting them down to 3 3/4. For the next step, you just want to cut some grooves into your chipboard on the sides. That will work best for you, depending on the size of a lace that you have. If you guys like the idea of this organizational series, please leave a comment down below with some suggestions of things that you might want to see how to organize, or how I organize things. I'm totally open for that, and I would love to see what you guys think. So as you can see, adding these scrap papers to your boards will help give your lace collection an eclectic look and give it that little special touch to make it more personalized and unique to you. If you wanted to, you could take it a step further and distress these boards or even stitch around them. For me, I'm ready to go ahead and start wrapping my lace. Once you get to the end of wrapping your lace around your board, you have a few different options for holding it in place. You can use rubber bands, clothespins, or in my case, paper clips. I don't have a lot of stick pins, so this was the next best option for me. In some cases, you might be able to put more than one lace onto a board. As you can see here, I've already added one lace to the top half, and I found one in the same medium pile that's small enough to wrap around the bottom portion of this board. Of course, I'm just getting started wrapping my laces, but once you're ready, you can start piling them into your bin or your drawer. I don't have a lot of space, so this is just going to allow me to put them back into my bin in a more organized fashion. But if you've got a drawer or a cabinet where you keep your lace, you can start loading them up. I do want to point out there are some laces that are not on boards. They are rigid or stiff enough to be folded in a neat fashion on their own, and that's really helpful if you don't have enough boards to go around at this time. It can still stay orderly in your drawer. So making good progress on my medium and large piles, but I have a way to go on my small pile. I had a lot more small and scrappy pieces than I knew. So for those pieces, what I'm going to do is make color coordinating piles for when we come back and make the next project that will help you store these small pieces, and color coding them helps. I do still have some long pieces that are about a yard in the small pile that can still get wrapped around those skinny pieces of chipboard. Okay, this is the final project. The box is not full all the way. There is still some space. I've thrown in a couple just loose pieces of lace. As I mentioned, not every single piece is on a board, but they are all folded up really nicely, and it makes it easy to be able to pick up like a group and see what's under. And then we've got 2 more jars here that are empty we can use. And of course, I'm going to take the opportunity to use one of these jars to put my sari silk in. It's so flexible and it just smushes in there so easily, and it'll keep it all contained because it's so fluffy. So that is going to wrap it up for me for now. Be sure to stay tuned because you never know what direction this odd flock of ours is heading into. And until next time, toodaloo.